Life as we knew it. May 7. Lisa is pregnant. Dad called around 11 o'clock to let us know. Only mom had already taken Johnny to his baseball practice, and of course, Matt isn't home from college yet. So I was alone to get the big news. The baby is due in December. Dad crowed like he was the first guy in the history of the world with a younger second wife about to have a baby. Isn't that great? You're going to have a little brother or sister. Of course, it's too soon to tell what it's going to be, but as soon as we know, we tell you. I wouldn't mind another daughter myself. The first one I had turned out so wonderfully. How you like a baby sister? I had no idea. When did you find out? I asked. Yesterday afternoon, Dad said. I would have called you right away, but, well, we celebrated. You can understand that, can't you, honey? A little private time for Lisa and me before letting the world know. Of course, Daddy, I said. Has Lisa told her family? First thing this morning, he replied. Her parents are thrilled. Their first grandchild, they're coming for a couple of weeks in July before you and Johnny visit. Are you going to call Matt and tell him? I asked. Or do you want me to? Oh no, I call, Dad said. He's busy studying for his finals. He'd be glad for the interruption. It's great news, Dad, I said, because I knew I was supposed to. Be sure to tell Lizzie how happy I am for her, and you, for both of you. You tell her yourself, Dad said. Here she is. Dad muffled the phone for a second, so he would whisper something to Lisa, and then she took the phone. Miranda, she said. Isn't it exciting? Very, I said. It's wonderful news. I'm really happy for you and Dad. I was thinking, she said. Well, I know it's way too soon and I haven't even discussed this with your father yet, but would you like to be the baby's godmother? You don't have to answer right away, but do think about it, alright? That's the problem I have with Lisa. Whenever I want to get mad at her, or just irritated because she really can be immensely irritating, she goes and does something nice, and then I can understand why Daddy married her. Of course, I think about it, I said. You and Daddy think about it also. We don't have to give it any more thought, she said. You should see the glow on your father's face. I don't think he could be any happier. I couldn't, Dad said, and I could tell from his laughter that he grabbed the phone away from Lisa. Miranda, please say yes. It will mean so much to us for you to be the baby's godmother. So I said yes. I couldn't exactly say no. After that, we chatted for a while. I told Dad about my last swim meet and how I was doing in school. Mom still hadn't come back by the time I finally got off the phone, so I went online to see what's the new with figure skating. The hot topic at Brandon Erdich fan site is how good his chances are to win Olympic gold. Most people think not very, but a lot of us think he has a real shot at medaling, and ice is slippery and you never know. I think I like to take a skating lesson again. I've missed it the past couple of years, and besides, it will give me a chance to pick up news about Brandon. He isn't being coached by Mrs. Daly anymore, but I bet she still hears stuff, and maybe Brandon's mother would show up at the rink. When Mom got in, I had to tell her about Lisa. She just said that was nice, and that she knew the two of them wanted children. She and Dad have worked really hard on making it a good divorce. Matt says if they work half as hard on their marriage, they'll still be married. I didn't tell her about how I'm going to be the godmother, assuming Lisa doesn't change her mind, which she's more than capable of doing. I feel kind of bad that I'm going to be the godmother, But no one said anything about Matt or Johnny being godfathers. Of course, Lisa and Matt don't get along very well, and maybe 13 is too young to be a godfather. I hope Lisa changed her mind and I won't have to deal with it. May 8th, not the greatest Mother's Day ever. I told Mom a while ago that I make dinner and she decided to invite Mrs. Nesbit. I can say I was surprised, but I figured out if Mom was having Mrs. Nesbit over, I could ask Megan and her mom too. Only when Johnny found out it was going to be me and Mom and Mrs. Nesbit and Megan and Mrs. Wayne, he said that was too many females in one room for him, and he was going to have dinner at Tim's instead. Mom always think it's good idea for Johnny to spend time with Tim and his family because there are three boys and Tim's father is always around. She said if it was okay with Tim's folks, it was okay with her. I called Megan and told her to bring her history notes with her and we'd study for the test together, and she agreed, which is why I'm so mad at her. If she hadn't said yes, it would be one thing, but she did, and I made enough meatloaf for five and salad. And then, right before I started setting the table, Megan called and said she had decided to stay on at her church and do something with the youth group. She'd gotten the dates mixed up, and her mother didn't feel like coming without her, so it was going to be two less for Sunday dinner, and she hoped it didn't mind. Well, I do mind. I mind because I'd been looking forward to all of us having dinner together and to studying with Megan. I also figure Mrs. Nesbit and Mrs. Wayne would be good people for Mom to talk about Lisa's baby. Mom may not be the best friend with Mrs. Wayne, but she's funny and she would have gotten Mom laughing. Megan is spending so much time at her church. She goes to services every Sunday, and she never used to, and she does stuff with the youth group at least twice a week, and sometimes more. And for all her talking about how she's found God, I think all she's found is Reverend Marshall. She talks about him like he's a movie star. I even told her that once, and she said, that's how I talk about Brandon, like it was the same thing, which it isn't at all. Lots of people think Brandon is the best skater in the US right now. And besides, it isn't like I talk about him all the time and act like he's my salvation. Dinner was okay except I overcooked the meatloaf so it was a little dry, but Mrs. Nesbit's never been shy with the ketchup bottle. After a while, I left her and Mom alone. I guess they talk about Lisa and the baby. I wish it was summer already. I can't wait to get my driver's license. I also wish I was through studying for my history exam. Boring. But I better get back to it. Bad grades, no license, the rules according to Mom. May 11. Got a 92 on the history test. I should have done better. Mom took Horton to the vet. He's fine. I worry a little but about him now that he's 10. How long do cats live? Sammy told me she's going to the prom with Bob Patterson. I know I shouldn't be jealous, but I am. Not because I like Bob. Actually, I think he's kind of creepy. But sometimes, because nobody asked me. Sometimes I think no one ever will. I spend the rest of my life sitting in front of my computer, posting message about Brother Ehrlich and his future in figure skating. I told Megan about Sammy and how she always gets late, and she said, Well, the reason is there's always a man in Samantha. And after I got over being shocked, I laughed. But then, Megan spoiled it by becoming that new preachy Megan, and she went on about how sex before marriage is a sin, and how you shouldn't date just to go out with guys, but because you were serious about making a lifetime commitment. I'm 16 years old. Let me get my learner's permit first. Then, I worry about lifetime commitments. May 12. I went to bed in a bad mood, and today everything just went worse. At lunch today, Megan told Sammy she was going to go to hell if she didn't repent soon, and Sammy got real mad. I don't blame her, and yelled at Megan that she was a very spiritual person and didn't need any lesson from Megan about what God wanted because she knew God wanted her to be happy, and if God hadn't wanted people to have sex, he'd have made everybody amoebas. I thought that was pretty funny, but Megan didn't, and the two of them really went at it. I can't remember the last time the three of us had lunch together and enjoyed ourselves. When Becky was still healthy, the four of us did everything together. And then, after Becky got sick, we grew even closer. Megan or Sammy or I visited Becky at home or at the hospital almost every day and called or emailed the others to say how Becky was doing. I don't think I could have made it through Becky's funeral without them. But ever since then, Sammy and Megan both changed. Sammy started dating all kinds of guys, and Megan got involved with her church. They both changed so much over the past year, and I seem to be staying who I always was. Here, I'm going into my junior year of high school, and these are supposed to be the best years of my life, and I'm just stuck. But the real reason why I'm in a bad mood is because I got into a big fight with mom. It started after supper. Johnny had gone into his room to finish his homework, and mom and I were loading the dishwasher. And mom told me she and Dr. Elliot were going out for dinner tomorrow night. There was this tick quick moment when I was jealous of mom because even she has a social life, but it passed pretty fast. I like Dr. Elliot and mom hasn't been involved with anybody in a while. Besides, it's always smart to ask favors of mom when she's in a good mood, so I did. Mom, can I take skating lessons? Just for the summer? She asked. And next year too, I said. If I feel like continuing. After your ankle healed, you said you didn't want to skate again, Mom said. The doctor said I shouldn't even try jumping for 3 months, I said. And by then, there wasn't any point competing, so I stopped. But now I like to skate just for fun. I thought you would like it that I do sports. I do like it, Mom said. But the way she slammed the dishwasher closer let me know that she didn't like it nearly as much as I thought she did. But you have swimming and you were planning on trying out for the volleyball team in the fall. You can handle three sports, two probably a stretch, especially if you want to work on the social school paper. So I skate instead of volleyball, I said. Mom, I know my limitations, but I love skating. I don't understand why you don't want me to. If I thought the only reason was because you love it, then we talk about it, Mom said. But the skating lessons are very expensive, and I can't help thinking you only want them so you can gossip about Brandon Ehrlich on the message board. Mom, Brandon doesn't even skate here anymore, I cried. He trains in California now. But his parents still live here, Mom said. And you want to be coached by Mrs. Darling. I don't know if she even take me on, I said. It's about the money, isn't it? There's money to send Johnny to baseball camp this summer, but not enough money for me to have skating lessons. Mom turned 15 shades of red and then really went at it. Mom yelled at me about money and responsibilities, and I yelled at her about favorites and not loving me like she loves Matt and Johnny, which I know isn't true, but Mom wasn't right about me, not understanding about money and responsibilities. We got so loud, Johnny left his bedroom to see what was going on. Mom came into my room about an hour later, and we both apologized. Mom said she'd think about skating lessons. She said she thought volleyball would be better on my college application since I could join a squad if I was good enough. She didn't say I'd never be good enough at swimming for a college squad, which was really kind of nice of her. I'm never going to be good enough for anything the way things are going, and I don't much like either of my two best friends these days. All that and a math test tomorrow I can't even pretend I studied enough for. I wish I was in college already. I don't see how I can make it through the next 2 weeks, let alone 2 more years of high school.